Hi, this is Pastor Tom Choi of the First United Methodist Church of Honolulu. Welcome to our Wednesday check-in. This is a time for updates and announcements and a brief reflection. Thanks so much for connecting with us for our worship services the past 2 Sundays. It's been wonderful to have so many people watching our services, sharing our services, not only from Oahu, but the neighbor islands and on the mainland too, as far away as North Carolina. This Sunday, April 5th, we are having our online Palm Sunday services, and during the week, we will have additional Holy Week events. On Thursday evening at 6:30, we will have a virtual celebration of Holy Communion where I will be blessing communion elements. I invite you to gather safely as a household and pray with me as I bless the elements. Please don't make a special trip for bread and grape juice if you don't already have them. Then take whatever you're having for dinner and give thanks to God for the blessings that we still receive during this very unprecedented time. On Good Friday, April 10th at noon, Kim Hauff, our Director of Discipleship and Community Engagement, will be leading us in a service of the 7 last words of Jesus. She's looking for people who can participate, so please contact her. We'll have festive online Easter services on April the 12th. We hope to have a special sign dance and music at the English service. One thing we'd like to try is to have a corporate singing of the great Easter hymn, Christ the Lord is Risen Today. Perhaps you've seen the YouTube videos where musicians record separately and put it together for an incredible choir anthem. We'd like to try the same. We'll have a piano recording of the hymn by Jason, our accompanist. We'll send it out to you. Please use headphones or earbuds to play the track that you can only hear. Record your voice on another device and send that voice-only recording back to me, and we'll put it together for a truly great congregational singing of that wonderful hymn. Hope you can participate. We are also looking for people who can participate in our services by reading scripture, singing a solo, giving a reflection, playing an instrument. We're open to your suggestions. Just email us at office@firstumchonolulu.org and let us know. We close our check-in with a personal discovery of mine, and I hope that God will continue and always bless you. About a year ago, I was in New York City. I had a day to myself, and since it was a Sunday, I went to the Catholic church next to my hotel. Now, in many churches, there's something called the passing of the peace. It's a time where people greet each other, shake hands, sometimes you hug, and then you talk to each other. I'm going to confess that when I'm visiting a church, I find that time very uncomfortable. I don't know anyone, everybody else knows each other, and they're having a hug fest, and they're chatting, and I find it to be a very awkward time. I've even been to a church where the passing of the peace was over 12 minutes long, almost as long as the sermon for that day. Well, at this church, it's time for the passing of the peace, and I stand up and look to my right, and sitting there was what appeared to be a woman who was homeless. And she gave me a look that said, "Don't come close to me, don't touch me, keep your distance." So I just kind of nodded, and she nodded back. And then I turned to my left, and there was this big burly New Yorker who seemed very tough, so I just did the same thing. I nodded, and he nodded, and that was it. And I thought to myself, that was the best passing of the peace ever in a church that I visited. Now, I've told that story many times, and most people say, "Oh, you're too cynical. You're supposed to be friendly and loving and hugging and chatting." But now I think of the times that we're living in, and I think that the most loving, faithful thing that I can do right now is to nod with a respectful distance, yet still acknowledging that the peace of Jesus Christ is there for all. Something to think about. So may God bless you and keep you safe, healthy, and at peace.